self-confidence, personal growth, and achievement of their Toastmasters goals and those of the other Toastmasters in Personal Growth Leaders Advanced Toastmasters Club. Our theme for today is lighting the future. And our Toastmaster today is our founder of our club, Somesh Kumar. And Somesh is a distinguished Toastmaster and has done many interesting experiences in his life that he has shared with us. And today, I am sure we will have something very interesting from Somesh. Please welcome Somesh, Distinguished Toastmaster Somesh Kumar.
Thank you very much, Teresa. Fellow Toastmasters, welcome guest. So as Teresa was mentioning, this is our 211th Personal Growth Leaders Advanced Toastmasters International Online Clubs meeting. And the theme today is lighting the future. What do we mean by lighting the future? First of all, what exactly is future? Future is happening every moment. Every moment is passing, and the next passing moment is the future. Or is the existing moment the present? Or has the gone moment become the past? This moment is all that we have at the moment. The present. That's why it's quite an interesting word in English. We say now as present, and when we gift something to others, we call it the present. And that has got a really important connotation there if we try and understand that. The present is the greatest present we have. And what we do in the present determines how we light our future. If in the present moment, I am filled with negative thoughts or negative emotions or negative perceptions, the future that I'm going to create is not going to be the future that I actually want. Does anyone want a future that is not good, not conducive for our well-being? No one wants that. Right? Everyone wants future to be the best future possible. But why is it that sometimes we are not able to light the future in the way that we want to light it? And that comes to a very important aspect of our existence, which is based on the subliminal messages that we absorb on a day-to-day basis. What do I mean by subliminal messages? That means those are the messages that is coming in unconsciously into me. So consciously, I want to light the future in a way that will make the future the best future possible. But unconsciously, subliminally, there are things that are going on inside, which is unfortunately stopping me from lighting the future in the way I want to light. So how do we come out of this catch-22 situation where we actually want the future to be bright, but we ourselves are unfortunately hindering that bright future? That can happen when we understand what is my self-talk. That self-talk is actually the subliminal or subconscious message that is coming in. We would have always noticed this, that there is a voice within which keeps speaking to us. And we need to be mindful of what that voice is speaking. Instead of getting influenced by the voice, we have to understand what it is speaking. And if we notice that the subliminal or subconscious message is negative, then that is the first step in making the future bright. So with that, I would like to welcome you all to this 211th meeting, and we will start our 211th meeting with as usual, our pie, which is the prepared speeches, the impromptu speaking, and then the evaluation in the end. And yes, I did see a chat coming in there. I just noticed it now, where Teresa said, "Welcome DTM Kathy Draper." So we need to give a huge round of applause to Kathy Draper, who has achieved the Distinguished Toastmaster. And it was really a great honor that one of the things that has inspired her in this journey is this Personal Growth Leaders Club. So it's really an honor that we can continue to have this 211th meeting where we can actually announce that Kathy Draper is the Distinguished Toastmaster. And hopefully we get more members who are on this journey where they start their journey and then they become distinguished. That's what we want to achieve in this club. With that, I would like to go to the first speaker of this prepared speeches section of our meeting, Anvita Hegde, who is going to give the level 2 understanding your communication style speech from presentation mastery. The title of the project is Understanding Different Communication Styles. The speech introduction, our communication styles shape how we interact with the world and those around us. Project title entitled Understanding Different Communication Styles. Please welcome Anvita Hegde.
You are all very incompetent. Why can't you just complete the tasks? Good day, Toastmasters. One of the managers of the other team at my office was rudely speaking to his subordinates 3 months ago. His team was always falling behind on their targets. His aggressive style of speaking was demotivating them and making them anxious, because of which their productivity was further declining. What is an aggressive style of communication? In this style, the speaker expresses his feelings in a way that disregards the rights and feelings of others, due to which the other person may feel belittled or hurt. Passive communication style is a contrast to this style. Here, the speakers hesitate to express their feelings or opinions or needs. They place the needs of others before their own. A coworker of mine follows this style at office, especially with her boss. Despite her plate being already full, she accepts whatever work her boss dumps on her without protesting. Every time she's given more work by him, she meekly says, "I think I can do that too." She agrees. At the end of the day, she becomes frustrated due to overwork. In 2 weeks, she is moving to a different company. She has already resigned. This entire scenario could have been avoided if she was assertive. Then we have the passive aggressive style, which is a combination of these two styles. Here, the speaker doesn't speak directly. Instead, they may use the silent treatment or sarcasm or backhanded compliments to express displeasure. I have a coworker named Mark. He's very infamous for taking credit for others' ideas during team meetings. I have another brilliant coworker named Asha who often comes up with something new. During one such meeting, Mark stole Asha's ideas. Instead of confronting Mark directly, Asha decided to use sarcasm. She said, "Oh, Mark, that's a fantastic idea. I wonder how you always come up with such great ideas." However, poor Mark seemed confused. He did not understand her point at all. He quietly moved out of the meeting room. It was Asha's turn now to be embarrassed because her words did not hit him. She ended up looking like a fool. When this style is used, the issues remain unresolved most of the times because the other person may not understand the intention behind those words. To avoid all these confusions from happening, I often use the direct communication style at my workplace. I speak to the point in a straightforward manner. I don't beat around the bush. One of the interns in my team was missing deadlines since many weeks. I sat next to her and said, "Hey, I have observed that you're missing a lot of deadlines lately. If you're free for half an hour, can we discuss regarding the delays and come up with solutions?" She agreed. She was not even offended by it. If you want to get results quickly, then use this style. Another style which I often use is the supportive communication style. Here, the focus is on encouragement as well as empathy. 2 days ago, I saw one of my neighborhood friends looking worried. "Hey, what's up? Is everything all right?" I asked her. She said, "Oh, Anvita, I have a very important presentation. 2 days. What am I going to do? I hope it goes well." I did not offer her any advice or tips. Instead, I said, "I can understand that this presentation which you have in 2 days is very important to you. It's okay to be nervous. It's completely normal. I'm sure that you'll be great. If you need any help, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll always be there for you." This cheered her up. Supportive communication style will allow us to have open dialogues with people. They won't even fear judgments from you. Dear speakers and leaders, understanding communication style will help us in personal as well as professional growth. It will enable us to maintain healthy relationships. Whether your style is passive or aggressive, or passive aggressive, or direct or supportive, your style will have a powerful impact on those around you. The next time you want to have a serious conversation with someone, ask yourself, should I be passive or aggressive or supportive? Your answer will help you pick the most effective communication style, and that will make you a good speaker as well as a leader. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Here's a round of applause for a great speech in terms of the different communication styles. And it really helps us understand how we should be able to make it flexible in terms of our communication. Now we come to the next part of the meeting, which is the second speech. And this speech would be given by John Khalid, DTM, from Presentation Mastery Icebreaker, All or Nothing, All or Nothing, John Khalid.
When I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends, but I can remember a few friends. I had a bloke at work His name was Veer. And he seems to get, his life was, he could overcome any obstacle. I used to call him Mr. Veer until he told me one day to call him Percy. So I started calling Percy Veer. And it seems to be very apt for tonight. So when I was growing up, ladies and gentlemen, I grew up in what I call between working class and middle class type of family. My father was in the Air Force, so we didn't stay long in any place. 2.5 years, and then we moved from country to county in the UK. So I got a wanderlust. Still goes on now, because where am I now? I'm in Malaysia. 4 months ago, I was in Maldives. And then a year from that, I was in Malaysia for 5 years. So I'm just jumping from one country to the other, from Maldives to Malaysia. And I find that once I've settled down into a place, I'm okay. But the first few months can be difficult. But I've still got that little bit of wanderlust in me. I like to go places, I like to see people, and I talk a lot more now than I used to be quite honest, because I used to be quite not laid back to a certain degree, but I was never outspoken. I was the one that just listened to other people, so I could get an understanding of what they were like. Because when you move every 2.5 years, you don't make friends. Because by the time you've made a friend, you lose a friend. So it was a question that you learn subconsciously not to actually get involved. And that's unfortunately uh, resonates with me now because of the fact that I do find it difficult on that aspect of making friends, long-time friends. I know some people that they've had friends 20 years, they can go back, and I'm thinking, what's that like to know somebody for 20 years? Because I've never had that aspect of knowing somebody for 20 years. I can tell you names of people that I was at school with, but I haven't met them for 60 years, 50, 60 years. So it's one of those aspects that I have to look at uh, when I'm in a different country, when I am talking to people. Now, when I was growing up, I grew up in what I would call a quite liberal family. When I say liberal family, we were never taught anything about religion for start off. But I was a Christian. I used to go to Sunday school every Sunday, used to go to Sunday school, not by being pushed there by my family, um, because other kids were going there, so I went there when possible. And the reason I went there was the stories. Because when you read the Torah, the Bible, the Quran, even the Vedas from Hinduism and Buddhism, you will find stories. And that's the aspect I like to hear the stories. This is why I think people, they do grow up learning about stories. And some of the stories are very, what I call mind opening as such. Now, I'm a Muslim. I think everybody practically knows that I'm a Muslim because I'm married to this lovely Muslim wife here. Right. Okay. And today we were supposed to start fasting, but they changed it till tomorrow. So we start fasting tomorrow for 30 days. And I was reading a little bit about where the fasting came from. and why it was ordained, as they say. The first thing is we pray 5 times a day. At one time, it was going to be 17, but it came down to 5 times a day, at specific times a day. And it's not just, I don't consider it as a chore to do my prayers because there's a lot of things happening, just like people in Buddhism, in Hinduism. It's spiritual, yeah. So when I pray, it's more of spiritual enlightenment. The other thing is I'm exercising because we have to stand, go down, come up. So 17 times a day, I'm actually going down, praying, and coming up again and thinking about them. So I'm doing an exercise every day as well, which apart from being spiritual, it is hitting me physically to keep me physically fit. And of course, when I pray, I don't pray in English. I pray in Arabic. So therefore, your mind changes as well because you're speaking in English, and it stimulates receptive nerves, synapses, nerves in your actual brain. So I find it quite enlightening. So I'm going to enjoy the next 30 days of my fasting because I will also be doing the Sunnah prayers, which means I will be doing more prayers. I'll be doing night prayers, early morning prayers. So there's a lot more that goes on in that 30 days that we are actually fasting, apart from getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and then having our meal at around 7:30 in Malaysia on the night. And so I am going to enjoy it. So whatever religion you are, look at your religion in a positive light, and you will find things in your religions that will help you in your daily life. Back to you, Dinesh.
Huge round of applause to John for an interesting speech on the different aspects of all or nothing. It's an interesting title and quite an interesting content as well. And this is what this club is all about. It's about people from different countries with different backgrounds, different religions, different ethnicity coming together and understanding how diverse we are, but at the same time, we all can be inclusive as well. The inclusivity comes by understanding diversity. With that, we'd like to go to the next part of the meeting, which is the table topic section, and I would like to invite our table topics master, Kaushal Gupta, DTM, to the podium. Please round of applause to Kaushal.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. I would like to first give a table topic related to our word of the day, perseverance. I would like Irfan to please tell us about a time in your life when you used perseverance to overcome an obstacle, or a time in your life when you wish you had more perseverance. Irfan? Irfan, would you like to come off mute? There you go.
Okay, thank you. Hmm. Uh, Perseverance means that what I understand from the perseverance is that the ability of the resilience. The resilience means that whenever we are faced by a setback or any uh, challenging time, so we need to come out from that and face the challenges and then rise again. In my life, mm, I have been through these setbacks very big problems, you can say that. And after that, I came back. I went to China for my PhD studies. And during my studies, I got sick, and I thought that I cannot continue my studies. So then my supervisor said that okay, you can go to your home country, and after some time you can come back. So I came back to Pakistan, and then after 1 2 months I went there again, but still I was not able to finish my studies, so I abandoned that. But my mother said that if you remain positive, and you will get an opportunity in the future also. And a few months ago, uh, 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 I was known to opportunity that I can do my PhD from distance learning, like from the Open University. So now I have mm, preparing for the my job applications, and I have thought that I can finish my higher studies from this Open University through distance learning. So if you remain positive and keep struggling, so you can we can overcome the challenges, and through resilience we can achieve our goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Irfan, for sharing that difficult time when you needed perseverance. I think you taught us a valuable lesson that whether you meet your goal or not, if you have perseverance and a positive attitude, then opportunities will come your way. I would now like to ask Sabaria to take the next topic. Sabaria, I want you to comment on our theme, lighting the future. When you hear that phrase, lighting the future, what comes to your mind?
Writing the future.
Yes,
Is there a word of the day today?
it is our meeting theme.
No, I mean the word of the day. Is there a word of
Oh,
the
the
day?
word of the day is perseverance.
Perseverance. Okay. Thank you very much. Toastmasters. Table topic master. Hi. Writing future. I believe the future is now, because I believe that you do it today because what you do today is what's going to happen tomorrow. So the future is now. So what you want to be in the future is what you do. It's a homework today. Tomorrow starts today. So I believe that if you want to write tomorrow, you have to start doing what you need to do right now, because it is what it takes. It may be speaking. If you want to be the world champion, if you want to be on the world stage, you have to start practicing now. You have to attend your meeting. You have to give your speeches at your meeting, because that is practice. Practicing for the future, because your future is now. If the world stage is your future, you have to do your homework right now, speaking as much as possible, practicing, improving yourself in terms of your delivery, in terms of your presentation. Then you are writing the future. Then you will be there. So everybody, whatever it may be, if you want to do your doctorate, you have to do it right now. You have to study now. You have to do your thesis now. You have to present now. So I believe the future is right now. I didn't use the word perseverance. So stay perseverance. Stay and hold on to it. So that is perseverance for you. Thank you very much. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Sabaria. I think that's a great lesson. The future is now. whatever you envision for your future, it only happens by what you do right now. Teresa, I would like you to be our next table topic speaker. Could you tell us about a goal that you have for next year?
I am going to the world stage. Well, Mr. Table Topics, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. I persevere every day. Brian Tracy says I have to work on my desire every single day, and that's what I do. I try to speak every single day. I belong to, at present, 6 Toastmaster clubs, and this week I've given at least 4 speeches, not to mention table topics, because I know how important it is that I have to be on stage. I have to be on the screen. Years ago, I would sit back and let others do it. But now I'm ready to say, hey, wait for me. I want to be on that stage as well. One thing I learned when I had an interview with Furzy, if you don't know who Furzy is, he is the world champion who lost by 1 second. The title, 2 seconds. Thanks, Kathy. And he said to me, I didn't have any passion. And I said, oh, okay. I have to work on my passion. So my desire is to work on my passion while I'm getting to the world stage. And the third is my voice. I did take voice lessons for years. And yet, when I get in front of an audience to speak, my voice tends to go up. So those are the three things that I desire. I desire to get to the world stage. I desire to work on my passion and also my voice level. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics.
Thank you, Teresa. I think that reflects what Sabaria had said about preparing for your future by what you do right now. And that's exactly what you're doing. 4 speeches in 1 week. That's pretty impressive. So good luck to you. And we're gonna root for you on that journey to reach the world stage. All right. I'd now like to ask Kathy to give our next table topic speech. Kathy,
Okay.
what's one place in the world you've always wanted to visit?
Just one. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. It's really challenging for me to select one because I love to travel. But there's one place that for some reason I've been fascinated with for years, and that is Australia. When I was younger, I was so fascinated with Australia that I was trying to plot out exactly where I'd go, because when you think about Australia, there's so many different great places. I always wondered when people come here to the United States, being so big, how do you decide where you're going to visit? Because there's New York, there's Las Vegas, there's California, there's Texas. It's the same thing when you go to Australia. You've got Sydney and Melbourne and all of the things. How do you figure out where to go first? I was so fascinated with this that my dad's like, why don't you just move there? Well, that's easier said than done. But but it's still to this day one of the places I haven't made it to yet. But I want to see the fairy penguins. I want to see the koala bears and the kangaroos. And my husband knows that this is on my list. So one of these days, we're going to get there. But that is one of my big bucket list places, is to go to Australia. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you, Kathy. I agree. Australia is a fascinating country. And I wonder if one day the Toastmasters International Convention will be held there because you try to go to those, so that would be a wonderful time to visit. All right. I think we have time for perhaps one or two more. Let's see. I would like, yes, I saw, yeah, Ruchika, thank you for raising your hand. Ruchika, I, this next topic is inspired by uh, Anvita's speech when she talked about a confusing meeting she had at work. And I just loved how she talked about how Asha was very sarcastic towards Mark, telling what a great idea you had. So I was wondering, Ruchika, have you ever had a strange or confusing meeting at work? And can you tell us about that?
Thank you, Kaushal, for this thought-provoking topic, I would say, because in my official meetings, I have never encountered such type of conversation because being in an IT industry, if the requirements of the meetings, they are not crystal clear to us, we cannot proceed. So I would say that, and I would like after listening to her speech, I was also thinking the same thing, and I feel grateful that I have never encountered such kind of things because sarcasm is one of my triggers. So I might not have encountered such things in my professional life, but when it happens in like whether it's friends or any family, that is one particular thing that triggers me. So to say that in my like throughout my career, I'm trying to figure out if there is anything. There were many conflicts, there were many disagreements, but sarcasm is a way. And for this, I would also like to appreciate the company culture wherever I have worked. And I would say I would also appreciate my supervisors and managers. There were a lot of disagreements, a lot of fights and all those things, conflicts, but never sarcasm. So I would say in that regard, I feel I like thanks to God and grateful for that. So back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruchika. I appreciate hearing your perspective on how sarcasm is really not a great thing to have in the workplace. Let's see, do we have time for one more? I think we don't. According to the agenda, we end the table topics at 8:38. I will therefore thank everyone who participated in table topics, and I will turn the meeting back over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Huge round of applause to Kaushal for a great set of table topics and involving probably everyone in the club in terms of all the different types of topics. So well done, Kaushal, on a great set of topics. Now we come to the last section of the meeting, which will be led by our general evaluator, the evaluation section. So huge round of applause to Fatima Afia Brigden, DTM, to lead the general evaluation section. Thank you.
Good day to my friends, long lost friends, Kathy especially, and of course DTM. Congratulations again, Kathy. You inspired us to get there with such perseverance, and you did it. Well done. And Sabaria, welcome and Irfan. Nice to see you guys here, and we hope that you will become more. Now for our meeting to proceed, we have I'm gonna invite the evaluators. The first speaker is Anvita, and she is being evaluated by none other than the pink lady, DTM Kathy. It's funny now say DTM Kathy. Oh wow, awesome. The persevered Kathy, over to you.
Yeah, as I just put there, I feel like DTM or even getting to the world stage, like Teresa talked about, it takes a village to get there. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guest, and most especially Anvita. Anvita, you just always amaze me. You are such an amazing storyteller, and you just get better and better. You've got the amount of stories you have. I don't know how you get so many stories. You should have a YouTube channel just sharing with us all these stories because you have a million of them and you bring new ones every single time you do a speech. I love the way instead of using the term ladies and gentlemen or Toastmasters and guests, you used speakers and leaders, which is what we all are, but it's just a different way to handle that. And it doesn't even cover gender and everything. That was amazing. You took all these different communication styles and gave us concrete examples on each one with a story to connect to each one of those points. I love that. You mentioned not only work, but also relationships, because we have those relationships within work and outside of work. And I think all of us could appreciate that when you were sharing your own communication style, not just the other examples, when you were solution oriented, you said, let's get together and find a solution. Who amongst us has had a boss that goes, I need to talk to you in my office later today? And then for the rest of the day, you're like, what are we going to be talking about? You're like, everything's going through your mind. What did I do wrong? So, but you gave clear communication and didn't stress the person out at the same time. I loved all your characters. One of the things, there's very little to tell you to improve on there. There was one little, but it's just a little minor thing. I love that you get into dialogue when you're talking to one of your friends and you're doing great on that just slight movement that we talked about evaluation a long time ago. But when you tell somebody something, you do not have to tell the audience that you told us that. Because in one example in your story, you said you told the person something and then you said you talked to her. But we knew that because you had already given us the conversation. So you can just cut that part off. You don't have to tell us you told her because you already told her. If that makes sense? So just give the conversation. Don't tell us you told us. You're just kind of doubling up on that, especially if you're tight on time, because you have so many great stories. As far as the way you're on the camera, you did great. We could just really see your hands. This one didn't really lend itself to a lot of hand language, but the body language that you had talking to people, you did great on. So just that one little thing that just give us the conversation, but don't tell us that you told them because it's just a little redundant. But keep up the great work, and I can't wait to hear more and more of your stories because I don't know where all these stories come from, but you are just a book of multiple characters, and I love it. I look forward to the next one. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kathy. One of the greatest evaluators of our club who really gives comprehensive evaluations past few years, and I learned so much from you, Kathy. Just a little suggestion, and this is one thing we have learned through NLP, and that is when you say but, we are canceling what we say earlier. And it's a habit, hard habit we have developed over time, saying something good and there's a but, something good, but just a small comment. Now let me invite the second evaluator, that is Teresa, who will be evaluating John Collins. Over to you, Teresa. Take it away.
Call me Percy. John, you excelled at raising the bar for an icebreaker speech. You are, of course, a distinguished Toastmaster, but still, you offered your audience a very particular window into your life. Your speech structure, number one, friends growing up, family growing up, and today. And you had effective transitions between your 3 points. Your language also enriched your speech, wanderlust. Which one of us here doesn't feel that? Mind opening. and enlightenment. You emotionally engaged your audience by using the language you did. Every one of us probably can relate to not having friends or having friends for 20 years. I can't say that I've had a friend for 20 years or more. Your opening with Mr. Veer. Where was that going? And then it's the word of the day. Wonderful. Call me Percy. Persevere. Your call to action also. Well done. Finding our own spiritual way, regardless of our religion. What you may want to work on. You had a good angle on the camera, but your gestures were about here. So raising your gestures, raising your hands a little bit more does take a little thought, I know. I would have loved you to bring Percy back in. You had an opportunity to add him in your second and third points. And of course, in your call to action, that would have been really effective. And because we all need to persevere, I believe in finding our spiritual way. To challenge you, a little more vocal variety. I didn't have any friends, or just a little bit more that we could feel, although it was very emotional. And more use of Percy, especially in your closing. Back to you, Madam GE.
Thank you so much. Another great evaluation. And I love the fact that you have been using your tonal vocabulary a lot more tonight, being conscious, well done. And of course, I was thinking, where's Mr. Percy when he will come with his perseverance to share his experiences, which was very good. And that's why I love this club. We have great storytellers. And imagine we have 7 DTMs here. Well done, all. Now let me invite John, who will be evaluating culture for the table topics. Over to you.
Okay, thank you very much over there. Very well done, Council. I liked the way that you are what I could call you. This is the word I'm looking for. When you are on the screen, you own the screen, and it seems that you're laid back and you're coming up with these questions for the person. And I liked it that you didn't ask for a volunteer because everybody that comes on as a tabletop master who wants to volunteer, and it loses a little bit of time. So I'm very glad that you came up there, you started and went straight into it and asked the first one. So I thought that was absolutely brilliant for you to start off like that. And you had the questions for each individual. I don't know if you had seen earlier on or knew who you're going to pick for that type of question, or it just came naturally to you when you actually got it. But very well done there. I put a couple of things down here because we had five. You were very good at summarizing what they said at the end, and you also helped us by linking it. You linked it with some of the other speakers, like once you linked it uh, with other members. You linked it with Vita's speech, so I could see there that the connection that was going through. So that I felt was very good that you could connect those areas thinking about it. So you must have been listening to Anvita's speech to understand that it linked. Yeah, and you were listening intently to the other people that were actually speaking in your table topics to actually link them again. And that's quite hard to actually, when you're trying to listen, because people tend to knock off the first one they were listening to listen to the second one. So you must have realized that the first one said something similar, if you understand me. So you picked up on that very well. So it was very, very well, good listening techniques that you must have been using. As I said earlier, you were in control the whole time you went through. We felt that you were in control of that. I could sense that you were the person in charge and you had control of your table topic. So I thought that was very, very well done that you had that aspect of coming across to us, that you were in control. And I thought to myself, I didn't ask him anything or anything like that because you were the one there that were in control. So yeah, you linked it with other members through all Irfan, Sabaria, Teresa, and Kathy's and Rushida's speeches, and I thought that was very, very good. Uh, Something to look out for. It was very hard to pick something up for you to concentrate on. I think maybe is to raise your tone occasionally or to drop your tone occasionally when you're talking to people, talking about them. Something like, I thought that was really good. Yeah. So use the tone to actually increase the volume and get people to listen to you a little bit more. So I thought that was very, very good. Okay. I will now say back to the general evaluator because I don't know if I was being
I think they're not being timed.
timed or not.
Thank you. That was another great evaluation by John Collins. And I agree with the main points mentioned. Is okay, so let's move on to the technical role plays. Let's keep it short as we are getting behind a little bit. Over to you, Grammarian. Lola. Oh, okay, go ahead, Lola. Then I will invite timer. Lola,
Yes,
over to you.
yes, General Evaluator Miss Fatima. So we use less hours and weak words today. Out of people, mostly Kaushal, Ifan, Sabaria, Fatima, John, Teresa, they most the word of the today, which was perseverance. I really like how John he used in his speech the word of the today. And I just want to compliment John because it's very hard to share our experience, especially when we're talking about our religion with diverse people with different backgrounds. The way he explained it was very open-minded. It really he shared his experience very professionally. And usually, I recommend to improve our growth mindset happens whenever we read or watch topics that can contradict our opinions in order to grow our mindset to be more open-minded in general. But I really like today's meeting. Well done. Thank you so much, Ms. Fatima.
Thank you so much, Lola. Brief and sharp and main points. It's all about growth in our personal growth club. Well done. Now let me invite Ruchika, the timer. Thank you.
Yeah. So for Anvita, it was 7 minutes 15 seconds. John, 7 minutes 38 seconds. For table topics, Irfan, 2 minutes 37 seconds. Saberia, 1 minute 55 seconds. Teresa, 2 minutes 10 seconds. Kathy, 1 minute 27 seconds. For evaluation, Kathy, 3 minutes 11 seconds. Teresa, 2 minutes 41 seconds. And then John, 3 minutes 44 seconds. And Lola for grammarian, 1 minute 2 seconds.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, timer, Ruchika. It's nice to see you coming in and taking up roles. And of course, all the guests, once again, thank you so much. I'm going to keep it very short. the Toastmaster of the day, he started with, and this one thing I love about Somesh, he always talks about personal growth. And that's where we started charter in this club with that aspect of learning and growing together. And self-talk, of course, in coaching and NLP also is a big thing that we have to have that conversation, inner conversations within ourselves to be positive, daily work in ourselves. Sometimes we forget to work on ourselves and focus on others. And the theme is lighting of the future. I love that because we are looking beyond. And Toastmasters today, culture well done. There again, you related all the topics, topics master, related all the topics to the team, and you brought in all the guests as well as those who are not having bigger roles. Well done. Now, great speakers again, Anvita and John, they have a knack for storytelling. I'm trying to learn and build on that. They just come naturally with all these stories they pull out. We have stories, but I think it's canceling the previous statement. We have that inhibitions that we stop ourselves. So let's begin with telling more stories. And with that, congratulations again to all the speakers, role players. Well done, a great meeting. And I hand over to Somesh, the Toastmaster today. Yeah, Somesh.
Huge round of applause to G. Fatima, Fia, Brigden, DTM for a great evaluation, general evaluation. Now, just before ending, lighting the future, there is a great saying from Helen Keller, who has been a great inspiration for the whole world, I would say, in terms of what she has done. She says that the only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. It's quite an interesting quote. A lot of depth in it. Right? So we all have sights, but the vision is what helps us to light the future in the direction in which we want to go. So with that, thank you all very much for a great meeting today, as usual. And I would like to just hand over. President, would you like to conclude the meeting?
Yeah, thank you so much. Welcome guests, Katie and Sabarina Irfan. And let's conclude the meeting and let's get a picture. Somesh?
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's. I'll just stop the recording just a moment. Yeah.